Hey everybody, welcome to another SciCraft episode. So the plan for today is to design the zombie pigment farm for the nether dimension. But before, I want to give you a quick update of what we've been doing the last week. And I have to apologize, my voice might sound a bit different, I've been ill the last 5 days. Alright, so XCOM made a lot of progress with the dragon egg bedrock remover. I think by now the complete machine is built. I'm not 100% sure if there's something missing still, but it seems like most of it is actually done. So this will be the dragon egg remover. It's 1k blocks long, so we're gonna cover the complete length of the perimeter. And I'm not familiar with every little detail of the machine, but I can give you a rough explanation what's going on. So the player would sit on a minecart and travel in a loop, placing dragon eggs here. And yeah, you can only break bedrock if the dragon eggs fall in lazy chunks. That's also the reason why this machine is so large. So when a player is on one end of the machine, the other half of the machine is dropping the dragon eggs and vice versa. Yeah, in this way you can pretty much constantly place dragon eggs. So yeah, on average you would pretty much place 8 dragon eggs per second, and yeah, you can also remove a corresponding amount of blocks. What it also makes so fast is that we are driving in a loop here. So instead of going back the same direction, actually going around, and yeah, here you can place dragon eggs as well. Alright, seems like this is not completely done. On the other side you've seen the ice blocks that would transport dragon egg items towards the player. Because somehow you need to keep them in the inventory. So that's happening with those water streams on top of the ice. And we also haven't filled up the storage with for the dragon eggs yet. So the plan is just to fill this up with shulker boxes filled with dragon eggs, and this would distribute it towards the player. Alright, yeah, so I think we can probably launch this machine in a few days. Another challenge is now to bring over the dragon eggs. So in total we need about 6 million dragon eggs, which is almost 4,000 shulker boxes filled with dragon eggs. In order to do so, we're contemplating just taking a lot of trips and using the player inventory, going back and forth and bring them over, or even use minecarts. But in the end, we decided to build a simple hopper line going through the ice tunnel from the dragon egg storage to the portal that links to the bedrock remover in the overworld. You can actually just put an item into a hopper, and then the hopper will load the next chunk, and it can kinda transport items through unloaded chunks to a certain degree. But yeah, in case you don't have a permaloader, those chunks will also unload. So it's probably good that we have a permaloader in the nether, so that those chunks won't unload, hopefully. Alright, then we can bring them here. And in order to avoid lag, Methods built an item aligner. So if you would just shoot the items through the nether portal, then it would lag, because you have to do all the calculations to find the correct portal location over and over again. But if you align the items, then you don't need to do that, because yeah, there's like a 2 by 2 pixel window. If you shoot the items through the same window, then basically you have the portal caching, and that means you don't need to do the calculations over and over again. So that's why we have the item alignment here, and that's how we're probably gonna bring over the items. We probably need an additional account then on the overworld side, unless we build a hopper loading grid, but yeah, this should work. Also, we probably need a third account actually here in order to keep those chunks entity processing. Alright, so that's how we're gonna bring over the items. Last stop for our progress update would be the next double witcher perimeter, which we did last weekend. Alright, now we're at the witcher perimeter side. One more note about that hopper line: you won't be able to use something like this in Minecraft 1.14 because Moching is removing every possibility to load chunks currently. So yeah, a lot fewer possibilities in Minecraft 1.14. But now about the witch perimeter. So all of this was done in 22 hours and 10 minutes. So we managed to reach our goal of making a complete perimeter and building the 2 witch farms within 24 hours. Even had an hour and 50 to spare. But yeah, it looks like a good result, but actually so much went wrong. When we did the perimeter, we probably lost like 4 hours. So if you wouldn't have done all those mistakes, and there were also some unfortunate circumstances, then you could have even finished in 18 hours. Mostly because we had a lot of help. We were mostly 10 people working on it at the same time, so that definitely helped. Alright, so yeah, maybe we can talk about the problems we had a little bit. So the first big issue was that we had an issue with carpet mod. The piston ghost block fix actually broke an engine that we needed for the world eater, and yeah, we didn't know about this before. And yeah, this was the worst part of the stream, when the main machine wasn't working. Nobody knew why it wasn't working. That cost us an hour. Then we had small issues with the trencher. They blew up. We had to rebuild the old model. It cost another 40 minutes or so. And then we also made some little mistakes. So all in all, this wasn't the best perimeter stream, but we still managed to reach the goal. Alright, now we have 16 witch farms in total. But we definitely want more than that, so the plan is to get about 20 witch farms at least. So there will be another perimeter stream, hopefully soon. Currently aiming to do another one actually this year on December 29th, in case we have enough people that they can help out. Alright, yeah, the plan is also to improve the machines again. I think the most potential for improvement is to work on the stone generator again. That makes the cobble platform here at the bottom. Yeah, I wasn't quite content with the performance of the server while the stone gen was running. For some reason the performance while the world tier was running was really good, but the performance of the stone gen was, yeah, not as expected. If you can maybe fix that issue, then we can probably also speed up the stone gen. So the next idea how we can speed everything else up is to generate stone on both sides and have flying machines basically colliding in the middle, and then since it's a self-returning flying machine, fly back again. So we could fill it up from both sides and we would be twice as fast in theory, because of course lag definitely will become an issue. It already was. So only if you can run this at close to 20 TPS it would actually make sense. This probably also takes about 50 minutes more to build it up, and then we have to save at least those 50 minutes and then some more in order to make it worth it. Alright, so that's plans for the next perimeter stream. Now let's head over to a creative server and let's work on designing the Pigman farm for the nether. Alright, in the last episode we already learned that we need special pigmen for certain follow radius for our zombie pigman farm, and that we have to place those pigmen in separate chunks so we can desync the AI to get the instant alarm. Alright, now it's time to make a farm. I would say we go to an old world and check out what we have so far, because I think we can improve it a bit. Alright, so I'm here at the old nether pigman farm that I designed about a year ago. This was the simple version that didn't use any redstone, and the new one should also be simple, but nevertheless as efficient as possible. Alright, so what I want to improve now is mostly to get more spawning spaces by add 2 more spawning layers. Back then I went for 4 spawning layers because this was quite simple to achieve. So all the pigmen that would spawn would rush towards the player. The ones that spawn at higher spawning platforms would even just jump or drop down and run towards the player. And I was thinking it might be a good idea to try to add 2 more spawning platforms in order to get even higher rates maybe. But I'm not quite sure if it's worth it, so I guess we just have to test it out. So what I already changed about the farm is I replaced the alarm pigmen. In the old farm we actually used alarm pigmen on the diagonal, so right there, you're looking towards the player, and we used this on 4 sides, and in total we used 12 pigmen, but with the new knowledge we have now, it's actually enough to just have 4 pigmen, 2 on each side. That would alert the other pigmen. Now in order to add 2 more extra layers we actually have to work on the player's AFK spot. I would actually basically add 2 layers on top, and kind of move the player's AFK spot a bit higher, and the rest should stay the same. Because if I would move the player's AFK spot even lower, then we could get some issues with the magma cubes that spawn. Because they're supposed to run towards the iron golem, so here on the side, jump down and land on the bedrock, or even better, would despawn just before they hit the bedrock, because they're out of the 128 block range of the player, and then just despawn. Now if you move the player lower by 6 blocks in order to add 2 more layers, then the magma cubes wouldn't despawn anymore. And then basically they would occupy a certain percentage of the mob cap, which slows down the farm. So that's why we have to somehow move the player up, and that's what I'm working on right here. So I was thinking maybe we could just let the pigmen run up some stairs and drop down, so they still die close to the player. So currently they're killed by entity cramming with those minecarts here at the bottom on 4 sides. And they die close enough so that the XP which is generated over there automatically is attracted by the player and can be picked up. Obviously, if I would now add 2 more extra layers at the bottom and all the pigmen die 6 blocks lower, then we would somehow need to make a piston elevator in order to transport the XP towards the player, but I want to keep it simple. That's why I thought maybe adding some stairs could be an option. I think they walk just as quick on stairs as they would walk on a flat surface, so that shouldn't decrease the efficiency. I guess we just have to try this out. So I started the aggro chain. Let's see if the pigmen make the way up. It doesn't seem like it. So they prefer to stay at the bottom. And oh yeah, they walk up the stairs. Okay. Okay, obviously they're here to take the shorter route. Need to fix it real quick. Okay. I think if I go in survival mode, they shouldn't be angry again immediately. Again, right now I didn't place the stairs on all 4 sides just to test it, but I think if once they try to pathfind, they pretty much make their way towards the player, and this should actually work. Maybe I should actually try to build this up on all 4 sides, and then we'll see how this works. So let's try this again, now with stairs on all 4 sides. Got him. Let's go to the AFK spot. I just want to see if they pathfind more or less correctly, so they don't get stuck or take dumb paths. Oh, I forgot the trapdoors. That's why they walk all around. Oh, okay. Let's take another quick break and fix it. So it seems to work now. Maybe let's follow a new pigman that spawned. Alright, let's see what those are doing. Yeah, they pretty much pathfind straight to the drop chute, as it should be. Alright, I think I'll just... okay, let's see what the one on the top is doing. He spawned on a diagonal, and they kind of avoid the jump, so they go to the straight and then jump down. It's obviously not ideal. They should take the fastest path. What I actually did with the advanced version was having a platform every layer, but this wouldn't work with the stairs anymore. Then I had a drop chute on every layer, so they would walk as quickly as possible. But yeah, this is not an option with the simple form, because then we also need the XP elevator again, which I want to avoid. Keep it as simple as possible. So I'm also worried now if we would add 2 more layers, if they even would jump down. So we have to see if that actually is happening. Quickly went into MC Edit and added 2 more layers. Now I'm waiting for some pigmen to spawn, and yeah, they jump all the way down. So I guess we have a confirmation. This should work. That's suicidal. I think it depends actually on the difficulty, how suicidal they are, so this might actually not work on peaceful mode, because zombies in general, they take greater risks when trying to pathfind towards the player, the higher the difficulty. Yeah, let's actually try it out. Let's set the difficulty to easy and see if this still would do that. Just need to wait a little bit until we get one at the top. Okay, here we are. Let's follow those. Now they stop. Okay, this is definitely a farm that you want to use on hard difficulty, it seems like. Because then, let's check the one on top. Is it the arrow change stopped, or he also doesn't want to jump anymore? Oh, now they got alerted. Okay, let's check again. Maybe it just wasn't alerted anymore. Yeah, so I guess if you... It's definitely the goal to use this farm in hard mode. I guess we can use it. It's probably not a farm for everyone, but since not everyone plays on hard difficulty. But actually, it's kind of funny, hard difficulty just makes everything easier once you're out of the early game. Get more slime spawns or bigger slimes, and just mob farming in general gets so much easier if you play on hard mode. Alright, let's continue from here. So the next thing I want to work on are the spawning platforms. There are a few variables you need to pay attention to. First of all, no mobs spawn within a 24 block radius around the player, and that is a sphere, not a cylinder. So that might result in, for example, the top layer looking different than the middle layer. Because yeah, it's a sphere, so they can probably go closer towards the middle of the circle with the spawning platform. Other restrictions we have, obviously you want to kill the mobs as quickly as possible. Then there's also the follow range, which is around 35 blocks, but can be also lower. So you don't want to have Pigman spawning further away than, let's say, 32 blocks from the player. Instead, I wouldn't run towards the player. And yeah, another variable which probably won't be important here is also the 100 game tick rule. So Pigmen that are killed within 100 ticks of being alerted don't drop XP. But since yeah, they need to be further than 24 blocks away from the player, there's enough time passing anyway until they would be killed. So I'm not worried about that rule that much, but yeah, we need to pay attention to the other variables. Alright, so in order to find out the correct dimensions of the spawning platforms, this time I want to try something new. Last time I just used MC-edit and did some math in order to calculate the size of the spawning platform, but I want to try it with command blocks. So the idea is that we just stand here at the AFK spot, let Pigmen spawn, and also kill them immediately. That's what that command block is for. And in that one tick where the Pigmen exist, we should place a diamond block under the Pigmen. So after waiting for a while, all the valid spawning spots will be filled up with diamond blocks, and then we can just take that shape and remove all the gold blocks afterwards. Alright, so let's see if this works. Let's get rid of that Pigmen, and let's set this command block also to repeat if that one tick is enough. Ah, they're killed immediately. Okay, I was already suspecting that might be an issue. That's why I also set up this command block setup here. So we got a chain command block. I was hoping the update order is maybe in favor. So first we set the block. And wait, didn't copy. And then we kill everything except the player. Oh, we already got that in here. I got it twice. Kill it E, type equals not player. Let's see if it's working now. This is on needs redstone. Should be always active, I guess. Okay, let's try again. Get a zombie Pigman. And let's hope it works this time. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Alright, now I just need to stand here and enable mob spawning and wait for a while. I actually set up a carpet server real quick, put a bot in the middle so you can see it from the outside, And yeah, on top we can already get the idea that we get a circle in the end. Now we just need to wait maybe an hour or two, but that's also another reason we switched to the carpet server. We can just tick warp it, so this will be a lot faster this way. So, but now we have a filled circle on the outside, but yeah, the circle is not it's not perfectly symmetrical, and that's probably related to the player not standing in the perfect center of the AFK block. I could definitely do that now in creative, just teleport him there, but it's not something you can easily recreate in survival, and probably also don't want to. So I'm just gonna move the bot around on all four corners of the AFK block in the middle, and then we should get a symmetrical circle in the end. So in the end it looks like this. I ran it long enough so all sides look symmetrical now. And I replaced the diamond blocks now with glass blocks, so here you can clearly see the difference of the layers. It's definitely a sphere shape, the 24 block radius around the player. Alright, I think I'm also gonna cut some of the blocks here on the top and bottom layers, so we also get a sphere shape on the outside. That doesn't need to be 100% exact. I think I'm just gonna make a sphere in MC Edit and basically cut away the blocks on the outside. So basically the idea is they're pretty much all layers have approximately the same widths in the end. This is right now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blocks, and then at the middle layers is probably a lot less. I think going for 8 blocks each layer, or even less, maybe just 6 or 7 would be the best. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here it's just 9, and it should all be approximately the same widths. Alright, since we are above 20 minutes and there's no end inside of designing, I think I'm just gonna make a cut here, and then we'll continue in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye.